Togbi Patamia, Jekle Andrelia, Alamia Domi Togbi Wezon. Shimanola Papademto, Na Volta Habobo, the Vice President of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, Togbi Patamia Jekle Andrelia. Ago!
Hey! Hey!
Excellencies, the arrival of Togbi Afede, the 14th Paramount Chief of the Asogli traditional area.
Togbi Afede, Agbobo Mafiana Asogliao, Togbi Vadomi Adomi, Togbi Wezon.
Togbi Afede, the 14th, is the Agbogbo Mafia of the Asogli state and president of Asogli traditional area and former president of the National House of Chiefs. He is an alumnus of the University of Ghana and holds an MBA from the Yale School of Management, which he obtained in 1989. Togbi is the executive chairman of the World Trade Center in Accra and was voted member of the board of directors in 2015. Togbi Afede is a well-known businessman with several businesses across the country to his credit. In fact, he enjoys flying and is a co-pilot of the Embraer 145 aircraft of the Africa World Airlines, which he himself piloted for the very first landing at Ho Airport in April 2021. Togbi Afede, you're welcome.
Hey! Stand at ease!
Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I shall now continue with the profile of the parade adjutants. Major Emmanuel Osudia is married to Madam Evelyn. The union is blessed with 4 children: Nora, Nana Kwesi, Tracy, and Nana Sapo. It will interest you to note that the first child of the parade adjutants, Assistant Revenue Officer Nora Konedu Sapo, is also on parade, and she is in command of the female contingent of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
Togbi Bobolulu Atonlia Fiagana Vakbo Alamia Domi Nanamake Togbi Doglo Anuma Atanlia Avono Pafiaga Togbi Miawezon. Osie Ajatebo Angelia Fiagana Avatime.
Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. As mentioned earlier, this morning we have 20 contingents drawn from the Ghana Armed Forces and other security services, made up of 10 male and 10 female contingents. We also have 12 contingents from some basic and senior high schools drawn from the whole municipality. Some special features of today's parade will be fast roping from the helicopter by personnel drawn from the 64 Infantry Regiment, gymnastics by the Military Physical Training School, and the fly past by the Ghana Air Force at the appropriate time. We will also have some cultural and other performances by some selected schools.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I also recognize the presence of the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Dr. Eric Nkansa, whose contingents are on parade this morning. Dr. Nkansa is passionate about educating and developing people, and he believes that educating the population is the fastest way to transform our country. With the Director General, our regional directors of the Ghana Education Service and divisional directors, district directors, head teachers from various schools, and house masters and mistresses.
Your Excellency, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I shall now continue with the profile of the horses on parade. The parade commander is riding the horse Lee. Lee was born in June 2000 in KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. She is a female horse and is 23 years old. Lee performs the following duties: cross-country, wedding escorts, and military parades. This is her third time going on Independence Anniversary Parade. The parade
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, be reminded that the theme for the 66th Independence Anniversary, Volta 2023, is our unity, our strength, our purpose. Cape Coast 2022 was working together, bouncing back together. Then, in 2020, it was Kumasi 2020, with the theme consolidating our gains. And for the first time in the history of our country, the Independence Anniversary celebrations moved from the Greater Accra Regional Capital to Tamale for Tamale 2019. It was under the theme Celebrating Peace and Unity.
In unity is strength. The strength we can achieve our purpose as a nation. Our purpose of coming out of the woods in these hard times, our purpose of creating a prosperous nation, and our purpose of being a shining star of Africa.
We recognize Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, His Excellency Bingurnoma Zegri. We recognize you and we welcome you to the 66th Independence Celebration, Volta 2023.
Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, a brief ground orientation. As mentioned earlier, we are currently situated at the Regional Youth Resource Center here in Adaklu. Overlooking the center, to our extreme right in the far distance, when facing the dais, is the Adaklu Mountain. It is one of the highest mountains in Ghana, standing about 580 kilometers above sea level. A 3-hour hike to the summit is a good opportunity to see colorful birds and butterflies. 3 kilometers from the foot of the mountain is the Kalakpa Resource Reserve, where one can see African buffaloes, olive baboons, rainbow agamas, among many other species. Adaklu is known for its wild bees, palm wine, and local gin, better known as akpeteshi. We would like to encourage all our visitors to make time to visit the over 50 tourist destinations in this beautiful region. invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Arriving now is the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and his spouse, the Second Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Hajia Samira Bawumia.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Ghana Dukwala Fakbaranuto Alhaji Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia Bla Asra.
National Salute! Present! Arms! Hey! Show! Hey! Arms!
You are most welcome, Mr. Vice President.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the 5th Vice President of the Republic of Ghana,
Hey!
the 5th in the 4th Republic.
Hey! Arms!
He is an economist and a former central banker.
Stand! Wait! Ace!
Mia was the deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana until his nomination as the vice presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party in 2008, standing alongside the then presidential candidate Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Dr. Bawumia was the lead witness for the petitioners in the 2012-2013 presidential election petition. And as you have been informed, accompanying the Vice President is the Second Lady, Hajia Samira Bawumia. Hajia Samira Bawumia is an old student of Infantiman Girls Senior High School in Saltpond, and also attended the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where she studied BA Social Science in Law and Sociology and Technology. At the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, she also had her postgraduate studies. She was awarded the best student in Master of Business Administration. In fact, she's a multilingual person, very fluent in Epe, Ga, Twi, Fanti, and Mampusi. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we're all expecting the arrival of our special guest of honor, His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embalo, President of Guinea-Bissau and the current Chairman of ECOWAS.
Majijiba, miapa amakbetohe, atubrolana Guinea-Bissau, America Ganya, ECOWAS Washimanola, His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embala Adomi. His Excellency Umaro Sisoko Mbalo Adomi.
Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we await the arrival of the special guest of honor, permit me to run you through the roles played by the various security services. The Ghana Armed Forces is made up of the Ghana Army, Ghana Navy, and Ghana Air Force. They are responsible for the defense of Ghana by land, sea, and air. The Army is responsible for defending the land. The Navy defends the sea, and the Ghana Air Force defends Ghana's airspace. The Ghana Police Service is responsible for preventing and detecting crime, to apprehend offenders, and to maintain public order and safety of persons and properties. The Ghana Police Service is responsible for the safe custody of prisoners, as well as their welfare, reformation, and rehabilitation. The Ghana National Fire Service is mandated to save lives and properties through firefighting and rescuing individuals trapped in other emergency situations. In line with this, the service provides technical advice for building plans in respect of machinery and structural layouts to facilitate escape and evacuation from fire, rescue operations, and fire management. The Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority is responsible for the collection of duties and taxes, which are used to finance the country's recurrent budget and development projects in the health, education, housing, transport sectors, among others. They also prevent smuggling of goods. The Ghana Immigration Service regulates the country's dealings with non-citizens. It also advises and ensures the effective implementation of all laws and regulations pertaining to immigration and other related issues. The Ghana National Ambulance Service responds to road traffic accidents, industrial accidents and disasters, inter-hospital referrals, and domestic emergencies. All the security services play very important roles in the development of our dear nation. We say ayiko to you all for your sacrifices and contributions for peace and stability enjoyed in Ghana, as well as their loyalty to Mother Ghana.
Region, Volta Regional Queen Mothers Association, Eshimanola, Mamaga, Toili Foy, Atolia, Chove traditional area. Mama Mielemia Domi, Eshimanola Pakbarento, Mamaga, Sename, Atolia, Cho Mafi. Don't feel kata, Mama Blemali, Apuanya Tonya, Atolia, Cho Aviva, Yato was on them, Yaponyo Fia Kata.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I also acknowledge the presence of the Director General of the Ghana TVET Services, Madam Mausi Nudeko Awiti. She is here with Mr. David Pratt, the Deputy Director General, and they are supported by 16 regional directors. Madam Mausi believes that the solution to Ghana's youth unemployment is only technical and vocational education.
We also acknowledge the presence of Dr. Eric Nkansa, the youngest Director General of the Ghana Education Service, here today.
Togbiga Ose Tutu Brimpong Atonlea Fiagana Usuta Togi Alamia Domi Togbe Bobi Achia Atonlea Adaklaopa Fiaga. We are grateful to His Excellency the President for this beautiful edifice, the Volta Regional Youth Resource Center here in the Volta region, constructed by the National Youth Authority, supervised by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. The Volta Regional Youth Resource Center, Ika Onami, Miadakba.
Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, some special features of today's parade will be fast roping from the helicopter by personnel drawn from the 64 Infantry Regiment of the Army Special Operations Brigade, gymnastics by the Military Physical Training School, and fly past by the Ghana Air Force. We will also have some cultural and other performances by some students from selected senior high schools. We will also have some cultural and other performances by students from selected senior high schools within the whole municipality and Adaklu districts. We also have a special surprise by the Ghana Police Service, and this will be unveiled at the appropriate time.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the home district for the 66th Independence Anniversary celebration is the Adaklu district, one of the 18 districts in the Volta region. It was originally part of the then larger Adaklu Anyigbe district until the western part of the district was split off to create Adaklu district on the 28th of June 2012. The district assembly is located in the central and has Adakluwaya as its capital town.
Miado wezona vavala okata miado janami miaweva dowaga Volta 2023 mianyi bana miapa fiao kata miapa nyonu fiao kata Majijiwa miapa amakpekpe tɔxɛ ame yi ke nye edukplɔla ne Guinea Bissau ye wòganye ezimenɔla ne ECOWAS, His Excellency Umaru Sisoko Embalo adomi hama megbe nɔ Ghana dukplɔla ame yi ke he egbe ƒe wɔna ya va mía de le Volta egba edukplɔla wɔ nuteƒe Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo adomi alinadi.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, arriving now is the President of Guinea-Bissau and the current Chairman of ECOWAS, His Excellency Umaru Sisoko Embalo. After his arrival will be the arrival of the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Ita Mashia mana driver flagado. Mashia mana driver flagado. Na doji amikata mi abubu mi apa flagao. Bubu flag. Miawezo. Miaweva doga. Mianyi bana fiao. Mianyi bana nyonu fiao. Mianyi bana sukuvio. Mianyi bana Ghana tuko. Volta tuko.
Can we do a flag raising competition? Let's do a flag raising competition.
The flag
Is Mauli School in the house?
Mauli School.
We can hear you. Mauli School. Is Mauli School in the house?
Mauli School. Flag.
Is Adaklu Senior High School in the house?
Adaklu Senior High School.
Is EPC Mauko Girls SHS in the house?
EPC Mauko Girls.
Is Ola Girls in the house?
Olavia Ode.
Is Volta Technical Institute in the house?
Volta Technical Institute.
Let's do it together. Volta 2023. Volta 2023. Raise your flag. Raise your flag. Wave your flag. Wave your flag.
Your Excellency, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all drones should be lowered at this moment.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, be reminded that we are live on the nation's broadcaster, GBC, also live on all other affiliate networks across the country, including TV3 in Accra, UTV in Accra, Metro TV, GH1, and many more.
Onamia nyabe wanaya ale TVG da konu na miakpo la pome miakpo de jeshibe Volta 23, the 66th anniversary celebration, the Volta Regional Youth Resource Center, le Adaklua Oha Eva. Be happy.
Hey! Hey! Chen!
Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, shall we now take a look at a brief on the etymology of the name Ghana? There are two schools of thought regarding the etymology of the name Ghana. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, there is the general contention that the name Ghana means warrior king. It was the title of the rulers of the ancient West African Ghana Empire. Some also assert that it is derived from the Arabic word Ghani, which means rich. This is because the ancient Ghana Empire was wealthy. But in fact, it was J.B. Dankwa who gave our country its name Ghana after years of research into the link between the people of the ancient Ghana Empire. Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Arriving now
is His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embalo, Chairman of ECOWAS and President of Guinea-Bissau, the special guest of honor for Ghana's 66th Independence Anniversary celebrations.
Guinea-Bissau, ECOWAS, His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embalo Adomi Akpanadi.
Our special guest of honor is being escorted by the Police Mounted Squadron. The Police Mounted Squadron was formed in 1940 with 7 horses. The core mandate of the unit was to provide ceremonial escorts for the governor in the 1940s. The horses were also used for patrol duties. Currently, the Police Mounted Squadron has 24 strong horses with 6 young horses under the command of DSP Mary Claire Agamba. You are most welcome, our special guest of honor, the President of Guinea-Bissau, His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embalo.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, shall we rise for the national anthem of Guinea-Bissau?
Miano achitrenu.
We say a very big welcome to His Excellency, the President of Guinea-Bissau, His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embalo, Chairman of the Economic Community of West African State. His Excellency Umaru Sissoco Embalo has been President of Guinea-Bissau since February 2020. He is a political scientist and military officer who previously served as Prime Minister between November 2016 and January 2018. He succeeded President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as Chairman of ECOWAS after serving his two-term mandate.
Stand! Ice!
In fact, Sissoco Embalo, His Excellency, has stated that his governing style is that of Embaloism, which he defines as order, discipline, and development.
Miado wezon tohe na miapa amakpakpa tohe aduklalana Guinea-Bissau Jimanolana ECOWAS His Excellency Umaru Sissoco Embalo miado wezon now wezon.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the hour that we are all been waiting for is here. The President of the Republic of Ghana. In the next few minutes, we are expecting the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Yes.
Let me see your flag.
Yes. O flag ane yijipo. O flag ane yijipo. O flag ane yijipo. Majijiwa. Rola. Baba Maka Ghana. What we
A little bit about Felix Beho, the composer of our national anthem. Philip Beho.
Gentlemen, the hour has come. Volta Region, the hour has come. Adaklu, the hour has come.
Jobai.
Oh, the hour has come.
Jobai. Baba Joe flag Jola. Oh! Ali Daddy. Ali Daddy. Ali Daddy. Ali Daddy.
to mark our anniversary. Continue to bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. BBS Yokata Tovio Miapato Yesu Christo Pankoma. Amasile Fiadum Choma for Heima for all say Amen.
Thank you very much, sir, for the opening prayers. Shall we please be seated?
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the 5th president of the 4th Republic who has served as president since the 7th of January 2017.
Pray!
The parade commander.
He was re-elected for his second term, which will end on the 6th of January 2025.
The parade commander will now invite the president of the Republic of Ghana and commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to inspect the parade. This will then be followed with the lighting of the perpetual flame.
Good morning, Mr. President. Ghana's 66th independence.
You are watching a GT
on the essence of Ghana's Independence Day. After over 133 years of British colonial rule, the country attained independence on 6th March 1957. It was the first country in the sub-Saharan region to attain independence, and the name was subsequently changed from Gold Coast to Ghana. The region became a republic on 1st July 1960, when Dr. Kwame Nkrumah became the first president. We are grateful to our forefathers for their struggles and sacrifices that has led to the freedom we are enjoying today. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, after the inspection of the parade, the President will move to the cenotaph to light the flame. Lighting of the flame is a symbol of the spirit of independence. It reminds us of our responsibility to keep the spirit alive. This morning, as the pot under the symbolic black star glows with the flame, it is hoped that we will rekindle our flame of nationalism in unity and peace, which are the pillars for development. This is in line with our theme for this year's celebration, which is our unity, our strength, our purpose.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the school's contingents taking part in the 66th anniversary parade are drawn from selected second and first cycle schools in the Ho Volta region. We have 5 senior high schools, 1 technical vocational education and training school, 1 special needs school, and 7 basic schools. For the basic schools, we have Adaklu Abuadi GA Junior High School, Kapari School Complex, Methodist Junior High School, Nuria School, Snake Flats Presbyterian Basic School, Sunrise Christian International School, Ho Dome RC School, and Bachos School for Special Needs. On parade for senior high schools, we have Adaklo Senior High School, Maoli School, EPC Maupo Girls Senior High School, Ola Girls Senior High School, and then Volta Technical Institute. The Ghana Education Service, we have a vision of creating an enabling environment in all educational institutions and directorates that will facilitate effective teaching and learning, which is headed by Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Edichum, who indeed has proven that he has STEM education at his heart, and he believes that with STEM, Ghana can move forward. Technical education is paramount here in Ghana, And so it's our vision to provide a world-class TVET college, rendering quality education and training programs to provide poverty alleviation and sustainable development in a constant changing technological environment. Distinguished guests, the mission of the TVET services is to coordinate and oversee a TVET system that produces a globally competitive
Distinguished
workforce.
invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. The President is now moving to the Senator to light the flame. I wish to remind you all once again that lighting of the flame is a symbol of the spirit of independence. It reminds us of to keep the spirit alive. As the pot under
at GTV Ghana.
And that is Adaklu, senior high, approaching the days. Beautifully dressed in their blue attire. Closely following Adaklu Senior High School, we have Mauli School, the contingent leaders. Our Miss Patience Kwahini and Mr. Courage Ede. Mokpokpo Bubu and Priscilla Opoku are the banner holders. Now is the turn of contingent from the Volta Technical Institute to approach the dais. The contingent leaders are and Brilliant Kwame, Sita Ako, and Mame Ajua Dako are the banner girls. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen from the second cycle schools, we now move to contingent from the basic schools. Currently approaching the days, Adaklu, Abuadi, DAJHS. The banner girls are Belinda Kudesi and Elizabeth Chokpete. Contingent leader is Miss Lucy Kello, Eric Avognon, Nafisa, and Abubakar Hulu. Now is the turn of contingent from Smith Flat Presbyterian Basic School to approach the dais. Contingent leaders Xavier Sosa and Gabriel Tay, Jessica Gatti and Esther Okucheto are the banner girls. The motto of the school is that they all may be one. Closely following Smith Flats Basic School, we have Sunrise Christian International School with the motto Perseverance and Success. Contingent leaders are Frances Aklika and Madam Jessie Chomafu. men, RC School, located at Ho
Next, after the northern region, is the Bono region. Is the host region, Volta Region, host of Volta 2023.
Achiagbeko Chimatwe, Volta, Achiagbeko Chimatwe. Beautiful culture and tradition on display. Bienyi Banami, Bienyi Banami. Volta 2023, beautiful display.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you see on display
of the Volta region is on display. And after the Volta region is Visit Volta Experience Ghana. The Visit Volta contingent is made up of men and women drawn from across the region with special interest in boosting the tourism potential of the region. Its landscape of rolling hills and valleys, lagoons and rivers, as well as waterfalls, is one of nature's most attractive gifts to Ghana. Mount Afaja in the region is the highest mountain in Ghana. And just close to us is the famous Apuutoo mountain.
Volta Region to the world. Everything on parade, every contingent on parade at this moment is selling the Volta Region. Volta Na Kika 2023.
Once you are in the Volta region, try as much as possible to visit any of the most attractive tourism destinations in this particular region. Approaching the days now, Your Excellency, and representing our women who feed our homes in this region is a contingent made up of 30 women from the famous Ho Central Market. The contingent is led by 44-year-old Vivian Fufo, a plastic trader at the Ho Central Market. They are carrying on their heads everyday. We are talking about yam, pepper, onions, tomatoes, eggs, and more. These are the women who feed our homes.
Mienda kwenda miafasi manyono.
President of Ghana, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, all here gathered. The people of the Ewa land welcome you. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. People, unity strengthens and makes purpose achievable. Unity breeds strength, and strength is a sibling of success. One nation, one person, one purpose. This is what we are tracing for our success. One hand does not hold the horn of a buffalo. That is why there is the need to unite in strength so that our purpose will be a success.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now have a choreography display by the Center for National Culture.
Akpe.
Togbi fiti ajongaga atolia. Togbi mienye banami.
Try and visit Volta. Everything is now turned into sweets. Akpe na. Akpe.
With movement with a common destiny. We shall also see the Ajobo dance from the Volta region, highlighting the combative nature of our people as we face our daily struggles to achieve our desired purpose as one nation. Shall we now enjoy the display?
For a fact, the founder, the first gentleman, and the land hosting this august remembrance deserves an appellation. Asajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Brempon, Aveta Krochi, Odaman Kamantrama Brempon Trama say Yamau Kranto, Yamau Damre Fadue. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, wele dojilo. Se anuma bese wasenwa, misi osene wone ne ntakra hunu kwa. Volta kotoko, aponchire ne funu, akukwa chinu, ochinu kwa. tendency to straighten our morals. That is who we are. Let's rally behind the flag in an armor of patriotism to fight like the warriors that we are, to make Mother Ghana proud. Ghana, 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 say yeah.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the entire crew will now exit with a popular bobo dance move. Shall we give them a round of applause for that wonderful exhibition of the team? Our unity, our strength, our purpose. The title of the performance was The United Ghana.
Miafa de Kawawa, Miafa Nusa, Miafa Tarojino.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for a gymnastic display by the Ghana Armed Forces Physical Training School. Physical training, as it is today, was introduced into the Gold Coast, now present-day Ghana, by the colonial masters in the military and other security services across West Africa. The first physical training school was established in Ibadan, Nigeria, as part of the West African Command Training School in 1940. Later in 1945, the school was moved to the then Gold Coast and was situated at the Signal Regiment Gymnasium at Bema Camp. Subsequently, the Armed Forces Physical Training Corps was formed later in 1948 with its headquarters at the Elwak Stadium. The Physical Training School was later redesignated in 1958 and moved to its present location at the Military Academy and Training School, now known as the Training and Doctrine Command Training and Doctrine Command. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to appeal to all, particularly our running handspring in pace, staggered flying dive and roll, front side. We now have individual tricks. We now have dive and roll through the breadthway and through the breadthway will not give us front somersaults, while the lengthway will give us long arm drop. Timing and synchronization is key to the perfect execution of these stunts. Shall we give them a round of applause for those wonderful performances?
And while at it, we acknowledge the contribution of our media partners, the Volta Star Radio, Sun City Radio, City, and Nyatepe.
It is now time for the final display, which will be the front somersault through the loop and the dive and roll through the loop. Excitement to the display. Wonderful. Armed Forces Physical Training School.
Link, the National Youth Authority, as well as the Jospon Group of Companies, the National Lottery Authority, Ghana Link, the National Youth Authority.
From the helicopter, by the Special Forces elements, from the 64 Infantry Regiment of the Army Special Operations Brigade. They will be doing this in conjunction with a Z9 helicopter from the Ghana Air Force. Fast roping is being practiced in modern armies to afford troops speed and maneuverability to conduct special operations both at night and during the day. This display is conducted by one of the Special Forces units of the Ghana Army. The demonstration was put together by the commanding officer of the 64 Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Frank Ajiman, assisted by Captain Ibrahim Yirisa. The scenario for today's demonstration involves a group of disgruntled individuals who have adopted a UN VIP and are demanding for a ransom before she is released. Due to the specialized and high-risk nature of such operations, the Commander-in-Chief has ordered the Ghana Armed Forces to rescue the VIP. Intelligence reports received have confirmed the location and all other critical information on the disgruntled individuals. Special Forces elements of the Ghana Army have therefore been tasked to undertake the operation. The entire rescue operation will be led by Lieutenant Pakwesi Owusu of the 64 Infantry Regiment. The operation will be conducted in 2 phases. Phase 1 will be the deployment of ground troops to secure the heli and safe air insertion of the air assault team. What we are witnessing now is the deployment of ground troops by quad bikes. Quad bikes are very suitable vehicles used for special forces operations. It is used for reconnaissance and to access difficult terrains. The quad bikes are currently positioned at the rear of the team to provide security to their rear. It is instructive to note that snipers are well positioned ahead who cannot be seen from here. So we now have the phase 1, which is the deployment of ground troops to secure the heli and safe air insertion of the air assault team. The ground troops are Lance Corporal Odei Dennis, Private Boedi Jaffet Nyaba Isaac, and Private Benfo Gladwin Amwa. Nyaba Isaac and Private Benfo Gladwin Amwa. Very shortly we shall see phase 2 of the insertion of the distinguished guests. The helicopter you see today is one of the helicopters of the Ghana Air Force. It is called the Z9. It was manufactured in China. It can carry a total of 10 troops at a time. It was manufactured in China. It can carry a total of 10 troops at a time. The insertion of the air assault team. Ladies and gentlemen, the first to exit is Lieutenant Owusu, who is the commander for the rescue. Team. The helicopter is currently hovering at about the soldier descending with the national flag is a symbol of our loyalty to the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and the President of the Republic of Ghana. The last to exit is Corporal Sokoli from the military police, and with him is a military police dog by name Brave. Brave is from Belgium and has served the colors for 7 years and counting. This dog is part of the team and is well trained to provide explosive devices and also to attack terrorists. For the helicopter not to be seen in sight, it will move from the objective area and return shortly after the operation is successful. We now have the phase 2, which is the insertion of the air assault team, and they are ready for the mission. As mentioned earlier, fast roping is being practiced in modern armies to afford troops speed and maneuverability to conduct special operations both at night and during the day. That is the dog called Brave. He is well trained, ready for the mission. The pilots in the Z9 aircraft are Squadron Leader Augustin Kanga and Squadron Leader Samuel Jan Opong. The technicians on board were Flight Sergeant Raphael Komla Esiama and Corporal John Gebi. That is the leader of the group, Lieutenant Owusu. He is the commander for the rescue team. Shall we give our special forces a round of applause for that exhibition of fast roping? The demonstration was put together by the commanding officer, the 64 Infantry Regiment. He is in the person of Lieutenant Colonel Frank Ajiman, and he was assisted by Captain Ibrahim Yurisa. Thank you very much, our special forces. Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, very shortly we shall see the contingents march on parade for the march past and equipment display by the various security services. For that exhibition of fast roping, the demonstration was put together by the commanding officer of the 64 Infantry Regiment. Thank you very much, our special forces. Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, very shortly we shall
and still acknowledging
Akbenedina Ghana Pasrafo, Akbenedinao, Akbenedinao. Yenyi bana Togbio, Efiao, Mamao. Yenyi bana Duaja, Volta Duaja. Yapa Sukuvio, Ghana Pasrafo, Yenyi Banami. Akbenami, Akbenami, Miaweva Doga.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we now have the contingent guides demarcating the positions for their various contingents.
Togbi Sri III, a Womefia of Anglong, Paramount Chief of the Amlo Traditional Area, Togbe Afede the 14th, Paramount Chief of the Asogli Traditional Area, Togbe Gbagbi Acha the 5th, Paramount Chief of the Adaklu Traditional Area, and Togbe Teprehodo the 4th, President of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs. We say thank you for hosting our nation.
Nanamakemia dakbana Togbe Gbagbi Acha Atolia Fiagana Adaklu. Miadakbana Togbe Teprehodo Analia Fiagana Anfuega. Awoma Fiana Anglo Togbe Sri Atolia. Agbogbo mafia na asogliawo Togbe Afede Vienalia Togbe Dakatu Fiagana Agbeniao Miedo Ujanami Mieda Kwetoke na Ghana Duklola Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo Ba Ho Volta Mongbogbo Ba Miado Azatohea La Miagbo La Daklu Volta Regional Youth Resource Center. Le miagbo miada pena dublola. Abdiklik baba azaya nejeji.
It is now time for the band to troop. This will then be followed with the march past by the Ghana Armed Forces and other security services.
Ready! Up! Hey! Arms! Back!
The origin of band trooping dates back to the early days of man, who assembled his musicians and played them across his community as a result of victory at war. When armies began their system of representation at the beginning of the 17th century, this custom was inculcated into ceremonial parades to serve the dual purpose of allowing the bandsmen to relax their limbs after a long static performance, as well as providing spectacle to the parade. The sequence of band trooping involves the call of bandsmen, slow march, complement, quick march, counter march, evolution, and the finale. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all the band appointments today are women. From the band officer to the band masters to the drum majors, they are all women. As we Doris Ebony. She is assisted by ASP Phoebe Holechu. The bandmasters are Chief Petty Officer Class 1, Adibo Grace. Warrant Officer Class 1, Bologna Bridges. Warrant Officer Class 1, Mavis Asiedu Donjina. And from the Ghana Police Service, we have Chief Inspector Rosina Maku. In front is the principal drum major and the personal staff sergeant, Kweji Janice. The army drum majors are Private Menu Gladys and Private Apuutoo Abigail. For the Ghana Navy, we have Able Seaman Class 1, Apia Asantua Eunice, and Able Seaman Class 1, Jose Eva. Angelina. For the Ghana Police Service, we have Inspector Vivian Agbenyenu and Sergeant Matilda Ampoma. The band has currently adopted a line and wedge formation. Very soon they'll break into slow time. Very soon they'll break into slow time. In the olden days, when a battalion goes to war, the band was not left out. At the battlefield, the band acted as structure bearers for the battalion. Anytime the band was attacked, they will use these formations to repel the attack. Today, these formations, very soon the band will break into a normal band formation. Guests, ladies and gentlemen, the band has now reformed into a normal band formation. They will march onto the center of the square and adopt a cross formation. The band will very shortly adopt a cross formation at the center of the square. And then we will adopt figure 6-6 in front of the net. As mentioned earlier, all the band appointments are women. Shall we give the band a round of applause for that wonderful exhibition? This exhibition was put together by the commanding officer of the Ghana Forces, Central Band, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Mawa.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, acknowledging our special guest of honor, the President of Guinea-Bissau, His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embalo, who is the current chair.
With the trooping of the band over, the parade commander will With the trooping of the band over, the parade commander will now invite the Ghana Armed Forces and other security services on parade to march past in slow and quick time. Meanwhile, the parade adjutants and the parade second in command will interchange positions. The essence of this is that in the military, the parade adjutant acts as a personal assistant to the commander, while the second in command remains at the rear to administer the rest of the troops. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the contingents will now march past in slow and quick time. Please observe that only the front contingents will march past in slow time, and together with the rear contingents, they will all do the quick time. The contingents will form GH66. That is, Ghana is 66 years old today. If you are privileged to find yourself seated a little higher, you will appreciate the beauty of the formation. We are also kindly requested to rise and pay the appropriate compliments whenever the colors march past your various locations. All in uniform are reminded to salute. distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are now observing some spectacular drill display by the contingents from the Ghana Armed Forces. While marching past in slow time, the contingents will form GH66. That is, Ghana is 66 years.
Also be reminded that there is enough water at the various stands. Please ensure that you get a bottle. There is
Distinguished
enough
guests,
water
ladies
and
and
drinks
gentlemen.
all over the place.
Approaching the dais now is the parade commander, Naval Captain Albert Anku Kwesenu. Besides him is the parade adjutant, Major Emmanuel Owusudia. Directly behind them is the first contingent, which is the #1 male contingent from the command of the Ghana Armed Forces. The contingent commander is Captain John Ajekum Kufuor, and the supernumeraries are Lieutenant Tony Subre Asamoah and Lieutenant Godfred Asante. The contingent sergeant major is Staff Sergeant Atta Amos. If you observe closely, you will realize that they have formed the figure 6. Directly behind them is the #2 female contingent, and that is the Ghana Army female contingent, drawn from the Support Services Brigade Group. They are under the command of Captain Daniela Opong Mensah. The supernumeraries are Lieutenant Gertrude Dia Omania Jekum and Lieutenant Erica Mensah. The contingent sergeant major is Staff Sergeant Afedofe Akofa. They have also formed the figure 6. The 2 army contingents have thus formed the figure 6-6. The #3 contingent is the Ghana Navy all-male contingent under the command of Naval Lieutenant Anthony Salifu Siame. The supernumeraries are Sub-Lieutenant Emmanuel Atta and Sub-Lieutenant Baba Amadou. The contingent sergeant major is Petty Officer Class 2, Adum Kofi Anthony. They have formed the letter S. May I respectfully request that we all rise and pay the appropriate compliments as the colors march past our location. The national color is carried by Naval Lieutenant Isaac Yao Aban. Behind the color party is the Parade Regimental Sergeant Major, Fleet Chief Petty Officer Class 2, City Sebastian Kobla. The #4 female contingent, which is the Navy female contingent, is commanded by Naval Lieutenant Mariam Nam Ben Salifu. The supernumeraries are Sub-Lieutenants and Sub-Lieutenants Comfort Kankan Ajim. The contingent sergeant major is Petty Officer Class 1 Mante Kojo Vicentia. They have formed the letter I. Thus, the Navy male and female contingents have formed the word is. The #5 contingent is an Air Force contingent commanded by Flight Lieutenant Precious Fojo Edu, with Flying Officer Nicodemus Atta and Flying Officer Samuel Entry as the supernumeraries. The contingent sergeant major is Sergeant Seshi Eric. They have formed the letter H. The female Ghana Air Force contingent has formed the letter G. They are under the command of Flight Lieutenant Nanama Amakwa Akwa. The supernumeraries are Flying Officer Doreen Naki Donko and Flying Officer Patience Nashome Sowa. The contingent sergeant is Warrant Officer Class 2 Obeng Sandra. Thus, the Air Force contingent has formed the word GH, which stands for Ghana. Therefore, we have Ghana is 66. Ghana is 66 years old today. Behind the contingent is the parade second in command, Wing Commander Bernard Kofivia Amemate. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very soon the contingents will transition into the march past time. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the contingents have now transitioned into the march past in quick time. The pilots for the 66th Independence Anniversary Parade include Squadron Leader Augustine Kanga, Squadron Leader Samuel Obong, Flight Lieutenant Seth Oko, Squadron Leader Ebenezer Frimpong, Squadron Leader George Kofi Foley, and Wing Commander Frank Mills. The forward air controllers include Flight Lieutenant Leslie Kofiali, Flight Lieutenant Isaac Antiame, Flight Lieutenant Foster Didier Mudo, and LSC Adele Eric. Approaching the days once again is the #1 Army male contingent, followed by the Army female contingent. Directly behind them is the Ghana Navy male contingent. That we all rise and pay the appropriate compliments as the colors march past our various locations. All in uniform are reminded to salute. Behind the color party is the Ghana Navy female contingent. We now have the Ghana Air Force male and Air Force female contingents. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now the turn of the Ghana Police contingents. The #7 male police contingent is commanded by DSP Bismarck Abuaji Ansa. The supernumeraries are DSP Forsen Bengpong and ASP Vincent Gwedi. The contingent Sergeant Major is Sergeant Cletus Opong. The #8 female police contingent is commanded by DSP Sunrise Lokadia Adika Tamaklu, with ASP Ernestina Mafu Intiri and ASP Benis Koti Papafio as supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major is Sergeant Juliana Akowa. The #9 male police contingent is commanded by DSP Dr. Baba Francis Kofi, with ASP Gosway Ameji and ASP Precious Agbemowu as the supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major is Sergeant John Mate. The #10 female contingent is commanded by DSP Prudence Yensu, with ASP Nancy Aiti and ASP Benis Baki Yohonu as the supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major is Sergeant Barbara Mensah. Is now on the 10 of the Ghana Prisons Service contingents. The 11th contingent is commanded by Samuel Enam Clergy. The supernumeraries are ASP Moses Pogo and ASP Richard Dackley. The contingent Sergeant Major is Drill Sergeant Paul Sechi. The 12th contingent is the prison's female contingent, commanded by DSP Emilia Atta, with ASP Hamdia Adam and ASP Irene Allen as the supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major Anita is now the 10 of the Ghana Fire Service contingents. The male contingent has ADO Grade 2 Dennis Agbeko as the commander. The supernumeraries are ADO 2 Daniel Marshall Koyi and ADO 2 Emmanuel Sasu Amial. The contingent Sergeant Major is Sub Officer Bright Okreku Irenchi. The Fire Service female contingent is commanded by ADO 2 Selina Efriye with ADO 2 Rebecca Ahodeto and ADO 2 Alida Elpe as supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major is Assistant Group Officer Pamela Sedinam Akoli. The Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. The male contingent is commanded by Assistant Revenue Officer Timothy Kwabena Soka and Assistant Revenue Officer Samuel Otado. The female contingent is commanded by Revenue Officer Nora Konedu Sapong, with Assistant Revenue Officer Doreen Eje Buzia and Assistant Revenue Officer Nana Sechwa Sakodie as supernumeraries. It is now the 10 of the Ghana Immigration Service. The male contingent is commanded by Deputy Superintendent of Immigration Louis Quay. The supernumeraries are Assistant Superintendent of Immigration Zedoka Ama and Assistant Superintendent of Immigration Elvis Mensah. The contingent Sergeant Major is Thomas Moore Yu. The female contingent is commanded by Deputy Superintendent of Immigration Ruth Angie. The supernumeraries Assistant Superintendent of Immigration Dorcas AJJC and Assistant Superintendent of Immigration Barbara Amakwa Kwathe. It is now the 10 of the Ghana National Ambulance Service. The male contingent is commanded by EMT Oscar Owusu with Advanced EMT Joshua Atta Yatel and Advanced EMT Solomon Seidu Belazien as the supernumeraries. The female contingent is commanded by Advanced EMT Al Hassan Nadia with Advanced EMT Vivienne Abugari and Advanced EMT Millicent Danso as the supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major is Senior EMT Ajwa Jomwa. It is now time for the equipment display. Leading the equipment display are the quad bikes from the 64 Infantry Regiment of the Army Special Operations Brigade. The quad bike is an all-terrain vehicle with low-pressure tires with handlebars for steering. The quad bike commander is Lance Corporal Dako Ansah Fred. Behind the quad bikes are the Hunter Light Striking Vehicle. The commander is Lieutenant Kwame Nyame. The armaments consist of a ring-mounted 12.7mm, 40.5mm heavy machine gun and 40mm grenade launcher with 360 Traverse plus 3 single pin-mounted 7.62mm light machine guns. The Hunter is used for crowd dispersal in internal security operations. Right behind the Hunter is a ZU 4.5 anti-aircraft gun being towed. It is used to engage enemy aircraft at a range of 2.5 kilometers. Following the Hunter Light Striking vehicles are 5 Nissan pickups with the 107mm gun. The 107mm gun is being towed on a pickup. It is a 12-tube gun. The commander is Warrant Officer Class 1, Bonnie Yao David. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now the 10 of the 1-5 Armored Reconnaissance Brigade with personnel drawn from 153, 154, and 155 Armored Regiments. The first troop is made up of the Cobra Electro-Optic Surveillance System, Armored Personnel Carrier, They are under the command of Captain Theophilus Osei. They have adopted the diamond formation. The second troop is made up of 2 armored personnel carrier. They have also adopted the box formation. They are under the command of Second Lieutenant Eric Ampabeng. Following the troop closely are the Husky vehicles. The vehicles have adopted a staggered column formation, and they are under the command of Second Lieutenant Henry Amono Benin. The Squadron Sergeant Major is Warrant Officer Class 1, Atta Seidu. Following the 1-5 Armored Brigade is a 66 Artillery Regiment located at the Volta Barracks Hall here in the Volta region. Are the 122mm multiple launch rocket systems. They have adopted the arrowhead formation. They are under the command of the battery commander in the person of Captain Martin Atta. The battery sergeant major is Warrant Officer Class 1, Dogwe Wisdom. Following closely are the 122mm howitzers, which have also adopted the arrowhead formation. The 122mm howitzers are under the command of Lieutenant Mabel Afun Isian. The troop warrant officer is Warrant Officer Class 1, Support Charles. Next is the troop of 107mm multiple rocket launchers. They are under the command of Lieutenant Comfort Amwaku Amu. The troop warrant officer is Warrant Officer Class 1, Patrick Gordon. Behind the 107mm multiple rocket launchers is the troop of the 105mm howitzers. The troop leader is Lieutenant Nanabein Apiaku. The troop warrant officer is Warrant Officer Class 1, So Daniel. The last troop from the 66 Artillery Regiment are the 105mm howitzer saluting guns. They are under the command of Second Lieutenant Samira Anuwe Seidu. The troop warrant officer is Warrant Officer Class 1, Akomenya Thomas. These saluting guns will be used for the 21-gun salutes for today's parade. It is now the turn of the Ghana Navy Divers and Special Boat Squadron. On display from the Ghana Navy are 2 of the 4 Navy's fastest boats, interceptor and rescue boats. Ghana Navy ship Yogaga and Ghana Navy ship Jata. Ghana Navy ship Yogaga is under the command of Chief Petty Officer Class 2, Aguma Okansi Robin. His 2IC Special Officer Class 1, Abdullahi Michael. The commander of Ghana Navy is Sub-Lieutenant Daniel Akable, and his second in command is Special Officer Class 2, Aganya. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, approaching the days now is the Ghana Armed Forces Physical Training School mobile vehicle. They are conducting a series of displays on board the mobile vehicle. It is now the turn of the Ghana National Fire Service vehicles. They have a total of 5 firefighting vehicles on display today. These include firefighting tenders, turntable ladders used in fighting fire in high-rise buildings, and a recovery truck. The commander is ADO Nathaniel Ama. Leading the vehicle display is the Volvo truck. This is a multi-purpose fire appliance used for fire and rescue operations. Next is a PS truck. This is a dual-purpose tender used for firefighting and hazmat incidents. We now have it can be extended to a height of 37.5 meters. It is capable of reaching 12 floors. We now have the hydraulic platform. This vehicle is used for fire and rescue operations. It can be extended to a height of 72 meters, capable of reaching over 24 floors. We now have the recovery truck, which is used for towing and lifting vehicles. It is now the turn of the Ghana National Ambulance Service. From the National Ambulance Service, we have ambulances drawn from the various constituencies in the whole. On display today are 6 Mercedes-Benz ambulances. The leading ambulance is commanded by SAEMT Henry Holal Mulway. He also doubles as the Deputy Regional Commander and Head of Operations. We have ambulances from North Tong, Keta, Central Tong, Afajato South, South Dai, and Ketu South constituencies. I will now hand over to ASP Richmond Mensa to continue with the display.
Thank you very much, Squadron Leader Salifu. We now have on the part of the Ghana Police Service the Feasibility Unit, which is under the National Patrol Department. The unit is under the command of Deputy Superintendent of Police Killian Dakura and supported by Emmanuel Ochre. The introduction of the motorbike patrol is to deal with the trend of crime where criminals use motorbikes to commit all sorts of violent crimes. Personnel of this unit use high-performance motorbikes patrol to patrol residential areas, suburbs, and other vulnerable areas to prevent and deter criminals from operating. They also combat hardened criminals. This has reduced drastically crimes committed with motorbikes in areas noted for such crimes. The formation by the Visibility Unit is called in our local parlance a bind, which means strength. Closely following the visibility unit is our canine unit, that is the dog unit of the Ghana Police Service, and it is commanded by Deputy Superintendent of Police Joseph Awuni with the dog named Inspector Hunter. The commander handling the dog with the name Inspector Hunter, and I think they deserve a round of applause. He is ably supported by Inspector Francis Sapon. The canine unit was established in June 2019, which offers a specialized resource to the Ghana Police Service with the use of trained dogs in crime prevention and detection, criminal apprehension, officer safety, and service to community. These dog handlers and their dogs were trained by the Paramount Specialist Canine Training Academy in South Africa, where they were taken through counter-improvised explosive devices awareness, combat first aid and trauma training, as well as the use of handguns shooting targets at short and long distances whilst handling dogs. Some of the dog names as General Sergeant Ragnar and G Sergeant Zeus. Closely followed by the formed police unit of the Ghana Police Service, and is under the command of Deputy Superintendent of Police Dr. Christabel Dinah Ofori Atta. She is supported by Deputy Superintendent of Police Joyce Adwa Kwabia Asare. The formed police unit was established on 29th July 2013 under the leadership of Inspector General of Police retired Mr. Mohammed Ahmed Al-Hassan. Then the Director General of Finance, now the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu Dampare, was highly instrumental in the setting up and operationalization of the FPU, which was under his direct supervision. No wonder today the FPU is seen as one of the pillar units in the service and is soon extending to all regions within the country. The FPU provides both international and internal security. Some of the functions include public order management, protection on UN personnel and property, supporting operations that require a formed response and may involve high-risk operations. Some of the vehicles they are displaying this afternoon are rapid intervention vehicles used to rescue of VVIPs, diplomats in times of emergency. We also have armored personnel carrier vehicles for survival during crowd control. They are also displaying the Guardian, which is used as an assault vehicle and can be used for rescue and crowd control. We also have Maverick vehicle, which is also used in crowd control as well as public order management. Followed closely is the mobile clinic, the police mobile clinic. It offers first aid on operational basis during demonstrations and crowd control. It has the capacity to provide surgical procedures on operational fields. It has radiological capacities and also an acute cardiac life support services. And it has a bed capacity of 9. We also have a specialized counter-terrorism unit, which is commanded by Deputy Superintendent of Police Dr. Entry Akomia, and supported by ASP Patrick Adu Wate. We now have the police air ring displaying. This is air ring. We have 3 helicopters. The leading helicopter is called the Fennec, which is named GP001, and it is piloted by Air Ring Sergeant Emmanuel Akpemehia and is supported by Air Ring Sergeant Merix Bona. These are the 3 helicopters, and we have the remaining 2. We have GP002 piloted by Air Ring Sergeant Bright Ado Ejay and supported by Air Ring Sergeant John Apia Kubi. We also have GP003 piloted by Air Ring Sergeant Godfred Smith and supported by Air Ring Sergeant Yasser Yakubu. Some of the functions include providing air support to the police, including recce activities, crime prevention and detection through regular patrols, air-to-ground direction, guiding police on ground to their targets, search and rescue purposes, photographic tags, providing area photography for crime, traffic, planning and routine operations, as well as covert surveillance, observation and photography of criminals. Mr. President, thank you very much. The Ghana Police Service is indeed grateful. We look forward to more. We are confident that soon we will have one police region, one helicopter. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I will now hand you over to my co-commentator to continue with the rest of the commentary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richmond. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very shortly we shall see the various contingents form the team for this year's Independence Anniversary celebration, which is our unity, our strength, our purpose.
We continue to acknowledge the support from various entities: Volta Serene Hotel in Ho, We Power Authority, and Trillium for supporting the anniversary.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the contingents will now form the team for this year's Independence Anniversary celebration, which is our unity, our strength, our purpose. The front rank contingents will form purpose, the center rank will form strength, and the rear rank will form unity. There we have it. The front rank have formed purpose, the center rank strength, and the rear rank unity. If you find yourself seated a little higher, you will appreciate the beauty of this formation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the parade will now reform and advance in review order. Shall we please give them a round of applause? We shall now rise for the
national salute. Read arms.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Umaru Sissoco Embalo, President of Guinea-Bissau and Chairman of the Economic Community of West African States.
Mr. President and dear brother Nana Akufo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo, First Lady, Vice President, Second Lady, Chief Justice, Minister of State, Member of Parliament, traditional rulers, distinguished members of the government of Ghana, dear friend, all protocol observers. I bring to the good people of Ghana the warm greeting and the felicitation of the people of Guinea-Bissau. We are here today to celebrate with you the anniversary of a great event. The independence of Ghana was the beginning of the long journey for the emancipation of Africa. It is here in this beautiful country that the struggle for the dignity of the African people took a reversible turn. We are here to remember their founding fathers, the courage, determination, and the legacy of an African hero, in the particular Kwame Nkrumah, whose vision of the net in Africa continues to inspire and guiding us. Ghana has always been the forefront of the struggle for the independence of peoples in Africa and all over the world. We in Guinea-Bissau are particularly grateful to gallant people of Ghana for its solidarity and support during our liberation struggle. So, I am here today to celebrate with you in my capacity as the President of Guinea-Bissau, as well as the current chair of the Authority of Head of State and Government of ECOWAS, and to convey to all of you our best wishes for more prosperity, progress, and happiness. Together, brothers and sisters, we shall continue to strive for peace, political stability, solidarity, and social development. Thank you very much. Muito obrigado, Senhor Presidente.
Yada kwetoke na amakwetoke duklolana Guinea-Bissau Eshimanolana ECOWAS, His Excellency Umaru Sissoco Embalo. Yada kweno akwekakakaka.
Akufo-Addo. Ghana pet blochimple achagbaye nenye. Maukan pepe zupe. Agbakpe mediato. Ajanwate wasiwa fontwe inufiao. Nelike gong gong gong. Chisadongadolwe. Benegedia, ya fekbe agocha. Kana ben muti fafa plengo ifya enenye. Enya kona gakemenya onao. Tukakula nana adodankwa Akufo-Addo. Wenya okrebe kuku. Tutu. Elle kome kose. Etule kome kokba. Gutu, gutu, gutu. Nana, ngotile nane keshi mugbagbo.
Shall we give them a round of applause? And that was the drum appellation by students of Maoli School. Indeed, you have made it home safely. His Excellency Addo, the gold bar of Ghana, you are most welcome. You are the lamp of a state situated on a hill that burns for all to see. You are Ghana's precious stone, Ghana's gem. The great Lord of imaginable weight has his blessings on us. The great art, who is the craftiest, he who works invisibly, you are forever firm and solid. You, the president, are always sleepless, fighting tooth and nail for our success. You are the peace and development pursuer. The tilapia will always reproduce tilapia, and mudfish a mudfish. Yes, everything is good to behold. Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, you are like the queen ant. Once you are in the anthill, the anthill will be firm. The anthill is destroyed completely, only when you are no more in it. Nana, the nose yearns for nothing other than air, and we are here to take it in. Your Excellency, arise. Talk to us. Talk. Talk. Talk to us. We are all ears.
President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau and current chair of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and members of your delegation, First Lady, Chief of Staff at the Office of the President and officials of the Presidency, Volta Regional Minister, Ministers, Deputy Ministers of State, Member of Parliament for Adaklu, and other members of Parliament, justices of the Supreme Court and justices of the Superior Court of Judicature, metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives, Chief of Defense Staff of the Ghana Armed Forces, Inspector General of Police, service chiefs, Dean and members of the Diplomatic Corps, the President of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, the Fiaga of Amfuega, Togbe Tepre Hoda IV, the Awomefia of Anglo, Togbe Sri III, Fiaga of Adaklu, Bogbi Achab V, the Agbogbe Mefia of Asogli, Togbe Afedi XIV, and other traditional rulers, residents of Adaklu, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. I must first of all welcome our special guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau and current chair of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embalo, and other members of his delegation to Ho, capital of the Volta region, and to Adaklu, the venue for this ceremony. Senor Presidente, voce e benvindo ao Ghana. Ghana is proud of the strong ties of cooperation and friendship that exist between our two countries. And I'm also happy that President Embalo succeeded me as chairperson of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS. It is my hope that our two nations will continue to work together to build a sustainable future of progress and prosperity for our respective countries and populations, and to maintain healthy relations between our two nations. Excellency, we're very glad that you accepted our invitation to share this special day with us. Even though you have been to our country on many occasions, your stay has largely been in Accra, our nation's capital. Today, you are in Adaklu, and I dare say, in one of the most beautiful and most serene parts of our country. And you are amongst the people who pride themselves on their sense of hospitality. I hope that by the end of the visit, you will agree with this claim. I extend the appreciation of the nation to the children from all across the nation who took part in the march, and I commend the cultural groups for their spectacular performances, which exemplify the greatest aspects of Ghanaian culture. It is always a delight also to watch personnel from our security services on parade, putting out spectacular drills. This year's parade and display of drills are no exception and have become eagerly awaited aspects of our Independence Day celebration. Kudos to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of Ghana that has produced arguably the nation's two greatest composers, Ephraim Amu, composer of that great anthem, Nia Dinigba Lolo Lola, who taught us to take pride in our culture, and Philip Baho, composer of Ghana's vibrant and much-loved national anthem. Daniel Chapman Naho, one of Ghana's most eminent administrators, who at independence helped ensure a seamless transition when the British left. The Reverend Ameto Wabla, that powerful orator who proved you could be both a priest and a politician. And Esther Oklu, Ne Nkulenu, trailblazer and industrialist extraordinaire, whose entrepreneurial spirit lives on. This is the part of Ghana that also gave us Komla Agbili-Gbedema, Ghana's first Minister for Finance and one of the founding fathers of our nation. and the charismatic Jerry John Rawlings, first president of the Fourth Republic and Ghana's longest-serving head of state. The greatest achievement of our independence is the fact that we have wielded different ethnic entities into one nation. Although the Gold Coast was the precursor to our independent Ghana, it was a collection of disparate groups. It was the attainment of independence that gave us our common identity as Ghanaians. An important historical fact is that of all the different peoples that have formed our modern nation, it was only the people of the Volta, Oti, and parts of the current northern regions who had the unique opportunity to choose to join the territory that became Ghana at independence. I'm referring, of course, to the 1956 plebiscite, in which on May 9th of that year, the people of the then British Togoland voted to join the Gold Coast on the attainment of her independence a year later. Without that significant historical event, we would not have Ghana as we know it today. Today, we celebrate the anniversary of the day we achieved the enviable status of becoming the first country in sub-Saharan Africa to be free of colonial rule. And with this came the weighty obligation to serve permanently as a barometer of the continent's progress. 66 years down the line, we have worked hard to live up to this responsibility, even though we acknowledge that we have not fully realized our potential and the dreams and aspirations of our forebears who fought for the independent Ghana we have today. For well over a century, our forebears fought to liberate our nation from the chains of colonialism and imperialism. The several wars fought against the British by the Ashanti, the last of which featured the celebrated Yasantoa. The successful mobilization of public opinion by the Aborigines Rights Protection Society, whose leading spirits were Jacob Say, Joseph Casely Hayford, John Mensah Saba, Kwabena Sechi, against the sequestration of our lands by the British. The formation in 1947 of the nation's first political party, the United Gold Coast Convention, UGCC of blessed memory. The triggering of mass resistance by Ni Kwabena Boni, the boycott Hine, through the boycott of goods of European traders. The riots that consumed the nation following the senseless shootings of unarmed ex-servicemen at the Christians Walk Crossroads on 28 February 1948, and the killings of Sergeant Dajete, Corporal Atipo, and Private Odate Lamptey, which enraged the people and sparked riots across the country. The subsequent arrest of the UGCC leaders who have gone down in history as the legendary Big Six, J.B. Dankwa, Emmanuel Obechebi Lamptey, Edward Akufo-Addo, Ebenezer Akwaje, William Oforiatta, and Kwame Nkrumah, by the colonial authorities who held them responsible for the disturbances. The establishment of the Watson Commission, which helped design the path towards independence in 1957, and the formation in 1949 of the Convention's People Party by Kwame Nkrumah, together with K.A. Gbenema and Kojo Botsu, which thereafter became the principal organ for the prosecution of the nationalist agenda. Our forebears were united and strengthened in realizing one common purpose, the attainment of independence. It did not matter where they came from. It did not matter which tribe they belonged to. It did not matter which religious persuasion they subscribed to. And their standing in society certainly did not matter. They recognized the fact that colonialism did not inure to our nation's collective benefit, and they were determined to end it, and indeed they did. On that historic night of 6 March 1957, after decades of agitation by the pioneers and members of the nationalist movement, Kwame Nkrumah, our nation's first leader, made the momentous proclamation of Ghanaian independence at the old polo grounds in Accra, which we celebrate with joy each year. The theme for this year's celebration, our unity, our strength, our purpose, should imbue in us the constant desire to seek for the progress, prosperity, and development of Ghana, no matter the circumstances confronting us. The Fourth Republic represents the longest period of stable constitutional governance in our history. We should be united in the goal of protecting it, for it's only its free democratic form of governance and the intelligent management of the economy that will bring the upliftment that Ghanaians want and deserve. We should continue to strive to ensure that no Ghanaian child is denied access to quality education, hence the groundbreaking and transformative free SHS policy. We should continue to guarantee access to affordable health care for all in every part of the country by continuously improving the National Health Insurance Scheme, expanding healthcare infrastructure, and enhancing general health delivery. We should continue to work towards achieving food security and the modernization of our agriculture. We should continue to work to become a value-added industrialized economy, which no longer depends on the production and export of raw materials, but on the things we make. We should continue to work to open up all parts of our country through the construction of roads, rail, ports, and airports. We should continue to improve accountability, efficiency, and transparency in the deliveries of public services. We should continue with the process of digitalization. We should continue the difficult but necessary task of ridding our environment of the menace of galamsey. And we should continue to pay our taxes and demand that our leaders put them to good use. Above all, we should continue to guard and protect jealously the security and integrity of our nation against dangers from outside and within our borders. We cannot allow those who seek to divide us along the lines of ethnicity or religion to succeed. Let us deepen the cohesion that exists amongst us, and let us wear with pride the badge of being called Ghanaian. There's no better homage we can pay to the memories of all those who fought to free us from the shackles of colonialism and imperialism than to dedicate this 66th anniversary, independence anniversary, to working even harder for the unity, strength, and purpose of our dear Ghana. Fellow Ghanaians, I'm very much aware of the current difficulties confronting our nation, and we are working hard to resolve them. But maybe we should also count our blessings in how together we are managing the difficulties. We all see the images around the world. Here in Ghana, we have not had any fuel queues. We have not suffered shortages of food and essential items, or the catastrophe of Dumsum. Undoubtedly, major global developments have had a negative impact on our domestic economic performance. We have witnessed historic highs in global inflation and food prices, rising global interest rates triggered by tightening of monetary policy of central banks across several advanced economies to tame rising inflation, an energy crisis with crude oil prices reaching unprecedented highs at one point above $120 a barrel, the strengthening of the United States dollar against all other currencies, the tightening of global financing conditions, especially for emerging markets and developing economies, and the large-scale disruption of the global supply chain. These phenomena have manifested in Ghana in the form of the depreciation of our currency, the decline in gross international reserves, high inflation, elevated debt burden, significant fiscal stress, constrained domestic and external financing, and reduced GDP growth. It is these that have brought hardships upon our people. Government has deployed a number of fiscal interventions to help bring relief to Ghanaians, and I'm confident that sooner rather than later, we will see significant results of relief and recovery. In 2 days, on Wednesday, 8th March, I will in the Chamber of Parliament deliver a message on the state of the nation, where I'll delve into much greater detail the entirety of the package of policies government is implementing to bring back the days of rapid growth. Fellow Ghanaians, there is one thing I want all of us to remember, and that is that when I assumed office on 7th January 2017, I inherited a severely challenged economy whose rate of growth at the time was the lowest in over 2 decades. By dint of hard work, prudence and creativity, we managed to turn things around, creating an economy which for the years 2017, 2018 and 2019, the years before the onset of COVID-19, was amongst the fastest growing economies not only in Africa, but also in the world, recording an annual GDP growth rate of 7%. We were the best place to do business in West Africa, and in 2021, we were described as the most attractive destination for investment in West Africa. The next 22 months of my mandate will be focused on restoring the economy we had before COVID-19 and the Russian invasion of Ukraine to the period of rapid growth. It is a solemn pledge I'm making to you, my fellow Ghanaians, and one which I am determined to fulfill. Before I take my seat, I want to inform you that in fulfillment of the announcement I made at last year's Founders' Day celebration, I will on Tuesday, 14th March 2023, confer national honors on citizens of our country who distinguished themselves in the fight against the pandemic of COVID-19. By their actions, they help protect and preserve our population and won global acclaim for Mother Ghana. I will also on that day express the nation's gratitude to the legal team of men and women who have charged with ensuring that the maritime boundary dispute regarding immediate Western neighbor, the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, ended favorably for Ghana, thus ensuring that our Western maritime resources, including their potential oil and gas reserves, remain legitimately in our possession. I'm sure we all saw the 3 helicopters belonging to the police service joining this morning's celebration. It is the first time in our nation's history that the police service is employing the use of helicopters to improve its operational efficiency. The acquisition of these helicopters is to honor the pledge I made at the 20 end of year police wasa, and I assure the officers, men and women of the service of governments continued support in helping them to discharge effectively their mandate. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ghanaians, in choosing to celebrate this year's Independence Day in the Volta region, I hope it affords all of us the opportunity to enjoy the beauty and breathtaking scenery that abounds here. This is the region that has the highest mountain in Ghana and other spectacular peaks from which to gaze at the surrounding splendor. This is the region that has marvelous waterfalls and naturally occurring landscapes and historic monuments on its coast. It is the region of spellbinding and beautiful music and intricate dances. It is a region with interesting cuisine. It is a tourism destination without compare, and I urge all of you to explore its unique attractions. In conclusion, fellow Ghanaians, I assure you that my devotion to the Ghana project is unwavering. The enemy we face is not each other. We can only win this battle if we stick together and pull in the same direction, regardless of our divergent viewpoints. I'm confident that we are on the right path, and I ask for your support so that we can continue the transformation of Ghana in peace. Once again, on behalf of all of us, I thank President Mbalo and his entourage for coming to join us on our special day. Happy 66th Independence Anniversary celebration to us all, and may God bless us all and our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention. Akbe.
Mr. President,
Ghana Duklola, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Hey! Hey!
the parade commander will now invite the Forces Sergeant Major, Chief Warrant Officer Addo Daniel, to lead the contingents to give 3 hearty cheers to the President of the Republic of Ghana and a powerful yell for Mother Ghana.
Forces Sergeant Major, to the front. Yes, sir.
The Forces Sergeant Major was enlisted into the Ghana Army on 5th January 1996. He has attended all the requisite career field courses. He is a veteran peacekeeper and is married.
Just Mr. President, may I have your permission to carry on with the yield, Mr. President? Yes, Mr. President.
Chief Warrant Officer Daniel Addo is a veteran peacekeeper and is married to Mrs. Joyce Addo and blessed with 3 daughters, Gifty, Grace, and Gloria.
Parade will remove headdress. Remove. Cheers for the review officer, the President, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Chabai!
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Forces Sergeant Major, Chief Warrant Officer Addo Daniel, leading the contingents to give 3 hearty cheers to the President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Mr. President, yield over me. I have your permission to follow up, Mr. President. Yes, Mr. President.
The Forces Sergeant Major was inducted into the International Students Hall of Fame when he graduated from the United States Army Non-Commissioned Officers Leadership Center of Excellence.
Ray! Show! Hey! Arms!
The parade commander will now ask permission to march off the colors.
Mr. President, parade over. May I have your permission to march off the colors and the rest of the parade, Mr. President? Aye, Mr. President.
May I also respectfully remind all to pay the appropriate compliments as the colors march off. All in uniform are reminded to salute.
Of the colors. I saw. Rain. Read. Arms. Galapate. Very center. Quick march.
Shall we please rise and pay the appropriate compliments as the colors march off the square? All in uniform are reminded to salute.
Forward!
Miano chitrenu na flagato miano kuma.
We shall remain standing for the national salute.
National salute. Read. Arms.
Shall we please be seated? Your Excellencies, distinguished guests.
Hey! Arms!
ladies and gentlemen, I wish to inform all that the Ghana Forces Open Day activities The Ghana Forces Open Day activities will be held here at the 66th Artillery Regiment tomorrow, Tuesday, 7th March 2023. The Ghana Air Force aircraft will also be stationed at the Ho Airport tomorrow as part of the Open Day activities to give our school children a flight experience. The Ghana Forces wishes to invite the general public within the Volta Region environs, and in particular, all school children within the region to be part of this day to get to know and learn more about the Ghana Armed Forces. Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all too soon coming to the end.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us remain in our various positions as we observe departure protocols will be coordinated by my colleague Jefferson Saki. After that, His Excellency the President shall host the venerable chiefs and queens of the Volta region and elsewhere at a reception at the Regional Coordinating Council. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of Parliament, honorable MMDCs, and all VVIPs are invited to a special reception with His Excellency the President at the Regional Coordinating Council, the regional residency, the residency. We shall now
to
protocols.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first to depart will be the President of the Republic and First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo. After that, our special guest of honor, the President of Guinea-Bissau, His Excellency Sissoko Embalo, followed by the Vice President of our Republic, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and Second Lady Samira Bawumia. Togbi Teprehodo IV, President of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, will depart after that. And then Togbi Gbagbiacha V, the Fiaga of Adaklu, would also depart. Next to leave us will be Togbi Afede the 14th, the Agbogbomefia of Asogli State, and then Togbi Sri the 3rd, the Overlord of the Anglon State, will also depart.
We have been your masters of ceremony. Squadron Leader Elizabeth Salifu, ASP Richmond Mensa, Cassandra Chum Ampofo, Mr. Jefferson Saki.
To His Excellency the President for the construction and completion of this beautiful edifice, the Volta Regional Youth Resource Center, one of the 10 at various stages of completion that is hosting this beautiful 66th anniversary celebrations of Ghana's independence.
We want to appreciate the support of our Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, Honorable Akosia Frema Osei Opari, for supporting this initiative.
All students here are also to take note that tomorrow, Wednesday, 7th March, has been declared holiday for Tuesday, 7th March. So you can have some rest. Congratulations on all the performances you have displayed today. And also note that all school contingents are to move to the Mauli Senior High School right after parade.
We would like to express our appreciation to the Chief Warrant Officer in his team, Senior Warrant Officer Class 2, Amegache Arnold, Senior Warrant Officer Class 2, Varick, Senior Warrant Officer Class 2, Loga Patience, among the many who have designed this beautiful parade. We are also grateful.
Depart is our special guest of honor, the President of Guinea-Bissau, His Excellency Embalo.
We'd like to acknowledge the presence of the Volta Regional Chairman of the ruling New Patriotic Party, Mr. Wanya.
Honorable members of parliament from the region who are here today, we really appreciate your support. Led by the member of parliament for Adaklu, the Honorable Agboja, the minority chief whip. We really do appreciate your time and support.
Departing now, the Vice President of the Republic, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and spouse.
Honorable Dr. Yao Otsai Edichum, Member of Parliament for Osomche, much for a yeoman's job and for taking care of all these children at the parade.
We would also like to thank our pilots who have been patrolling the airspace and ensuring the safety and security of the place.
The Vice President of our Republic, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the Second Lady Samira Bawumia will be the next to depart.
A special appreciation to the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, all directors, regional and district, municipal, metropolitan, all teachers, all students, we are grateful. We also appreciate the presence of the Director General of the Ghana TV Services, Madam Mausi, Mr. Pra.
The Chairman of the Council of State, as well as the Chief Justice, will be the next to depart.
The Chair of the Council of State and the Chief Justice of the Republic.
We also acknowledge all pilots, Squadron Leader Godwin Bota, Flight Lieutenant Peter Anala, Flight Lieutenant Kwame Primpong, the forward air controllers, Flight Lieutenant Leslie Kofi Ali and his
special appreciation to our Director for Fiscal and PE coordinators for putting all of this together. We are grateful to you.
Departing now is the Chief Justice, Justice T. Enini-Abua. Next to depart will be the Chairman of the Council of State, Nana Otuo Sribwo II. We want to say thank you to all our chiefs who are present here and for making the 66th Independence Anniversary celebration of our dear country a successful one.
Next to depart shall be the Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, Senior Advisor at the Office of the President, and our chiefs shall follow. Please
we would like to appreciate all Director Generals, Directors of the various security services. Thank you all very much for coming to grace this occasion.
And until we come your way next year, it has been our pleasure coming your way with the commentary for the 66th Independence Anniversary. Mr. Jefferson Saki, Deputy Director of Communications of the Office of the President. My name is Cassandra Chumambo.
The Chief of Staff at the Office of the President is the next to depart.
Mr. Pius Hazi, CEO National Youth Authority, Squadron Leader Elizabeth Salifu, Ghana Armed Forces, ASP Richmond Mensa, Ghana Police Service, and Captain Veronica Santua Yeboah from the Ghana Armed Forces.
We would like to express our sincere appreciation to you all for your attendance and participation. We wish you all safe journey mercies as you travel to your various destinations. May God richly bless us all. Akwe Keta.
And once again, Tuesday, 7th January